Welcome to Holy Cross Lutheran Church, Highlands Ranch, Colorado's video channel. We are a congregation of about 300 members in the Lutheran Church, Missouri Synod. The purpose of this video channel is to tell you about the joy of Jesus Christ that lives in the hearts of our members and the blessing it brings us. Whether you are not now a Christian, or maybe you consider yourself to be a Christian but do not attend church regularly, I believe these videos will give you a new perspective on Christianity. I am Chad Otto, president of our congregation, and I was born into the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod, but many of our members were not born into Christian families, or maybe families that didn't reject Christianity, but did not go to church either. The first short story is from our pastor, Pastor Skelton, and how he became a Christian.
We're here with Pastor Skelton of Holy Cross Lutheran Church, Highlands Ranch, Colorado. And Pastor, you've been here for 10 years now and ordained for a little over 20. But I know that you weren't necessarily brought up in a Christian household. Can you tell us a little bit about your early childhood?
Sure. I was brought up in what I wouldn't say a non-Christian household, but very little church. My parents did take me to Sunday school, and I did attend church on Christmas and Easter, which I'm sure a lot of people do, are Christians like that. But we didn't really have Christ, if you will, in our home. Religious things weren't really talked about all that much. And anyway, when I got to young adulthood, my parents basically said, "It's up to you. You do what you want." And I said, "Great, I'll play tennis on Sunday morning." And that's what I did pretty much through my teen years. So, no, I didn't really become a Christian until later on in my life, till about age 19.
Okay. Were you baptized as a child, or was that later?
Yes, I was. My parents did have me baptized as a child. I don't remember much about it, but I do remember that I was baptized in a Methodist church. And, so my parents did take care of that and fulfill that Christian duty. I received that gift from God at that time, but I didn't appreciate what that meant until, like I said, I was about 19 years old.
And what happened at 19? How did Christ become an important part of your life?
Well, I basically came to the place in my life where I had to have a purpose for being here. I think young people, especially around that age, in college age, start to ask deeper, kind of more penetrating questions like, who am I? What am I supposed to be doing here in this time, in this place? And if you're not a Christian, if you don't have a Christian background, there really isn't much of an answer to that. I think most of it's kind of hedonistic. I'll just do what makes me happy and try to avoid any type of pain or anything like that. And so I didn't. And that's a kind of a very empty existence and a very frightening existence, because you don't know what's going to happen to you after you leave this life, what happens when you die, and those kinds of things. And so it's very uncomfortable, very unsettling. And I started seeking for answers for those types of questions. And by the grace of God, I fell into the group of Christians and started to explore the Bible, read the Bible, study the Word of God. I still hadn't found a church home, and that didn't happen until I met my wife about a year later. And then on our second date, she took me to church, her church, which was Wittenberg Chapel at the University of North Dakota. And that's when I first heard the beautiful gospel message given to me by Pastor Clement Preuss. And from there on out, that's what I want to be. I want to be a Christian.
That's wonderful. So it was friends of yours and ultimately your wife that.
I showed my wife at that time we were boyfriend and girlfriend.
Of course.
Yeah, at that time, and that's how I came. That's how I really became a Christian and then a Lutheran Christian at that time.
Well, fantastic, Pastor. Thank you so much for this, sure. And we hope that you might take these words and consider Christianity for yourself if you're not already a Christian.
I hope so.
Or if you were a Christian, maybe have fallen away a little bit, it's time to come back.
That's right.
Thank you.
Our arms are always open.
All right. Bye-bye.